The concept of being yourself is really a weird thing. If you look at traditional corporate America, there's politics, there's hierarchies, there's I win when the guy sitting next to me loses. It's not about being yourself, it's like being somebody else. I think very few people in the world are themselves when they go to work. You go in and it's a political game where you try to get to the next level. You want to make the person above you happy so that you get a promotion, so that you can move on, and then you have people working under you. I don't think people are themselves, and maybe they lose who they are when they even get home at some point, because you get so stuck in that world. The implications on not just SnackMagic, but on society in general, could really benefit from this idea. Because if you say be yourself, what does it mean in SnackMagic? It means a lot of things. It means you should be comfortable in saying what you think. It also means that some people are good at some things, some people are not, right? Some people are good at managing other people, some people are not good at managing other people. Some people are more creative, some people are very execution oriented.
Part of doing social media for me means connecting with people, and I feel like video is the best way to show someone your intention and your voice and how you come across, and it's so much more meaningful than writing. And so part of the reason why I did that was I want to inspire other people to be more comfortable with creating their own videos too. I think that builds more connection. For me, I want to make people shine when we're one-on-one, where if they want to be more louder and aggressive or funny, that you can be that with me.
SnackMagic definitely promotes being yourself. It allows me to try to explore the areas that I'm interested in. If you want to get really focused and learn just about one specific department, you can do that. Or if you're trying to learn about multiple departments and get a more broad view, you can do that as well. But overall, it's just a very open culture in terms of accepting your personality. I think something we try to do is always really say, what are the strengths of this person's personality? How can we try to bolster those attributes more and bring that to the table? And we try not to compare people as much as really focusing on the highlights of everybody's personality.
I can really work the way I want to work, and I don't have to apologize for anything. I felt like in my other jobs, I had to kind of put on a persona of being corporate, talk a certain way, even change myself to be a manager. But I feel like I don't have to be that type of person anymore. I can wear a funky shirt and just be my true self. If I'm not really a morning person, I can speak up and be you know what, I think we need to push that meeting a little bit. The balance of being yourself allows you to be more productive and gives you the time to work when you want to work, but not feel guilty if you need to take time away or be yourself. Because I think ultimately in other jobs and corporate jobs and things, it's you almost have to mold into being how they want you to be to fit into their guidelines. Someone on our team was having a baby shower. They booked a restaurant to celebrate in New York, and Shaunik's no, we can't go there because I'm going to be wearing shorts and t-shirt and they're not going to allow me in. We got to book it somewhere else. I just love that.
I mean, that's one of the first things I tell people when they come to SnackMagic. They're like, can I do this? Can I not do this? Can I wear a bandana? Doesn't matter. Do what you want to do, right? So I think you start there, and then when they attend team meetings, they see that also, right? Everybody's different. They are just being themselves wherever they are, and that automatically, without even us saying that, gets implied in every meeting. So then they take it a step further, and then they actually do what they want to do and be themselves, and that just takes things to another level.
No one is ever calling you out if you have your screen off, if you're staying muted. Everyone kind of dresses super casual. No one makes you feel uncomfortable if you're in a sweatshirt. It's really great.
The way I do things juxtaposed with the way that Sandeep does things. He's incredibly smart and talented, but he's very reserved. He and I get along famously. I still to this day am so proud that I have been one of the few people to get him to laugh out loud. I think everyone has such different personalities. I mean, even people that are related between Rushi, Sheena, and Shaunik, they are three completely different people. The goal is to do the task. So however you do it, as long as you're doing it in a respectful way, but you contribute and you are thoughtful and you are caring and you are doing your job. So everyone is allowed to stay in their lane if they want, and they can merge if they want.
It's not an environment that you feel like you have to put your professional face on, and that you feel like you have to, hide parts of yourself that might, be more emotional sometimes or a little outspoken sometimes, things like that. And I think that's positive because you really get to know the people you're working with instead of just the professional colleague. And I think that just helps you gain trust and confidence in your coworkers when you feel like, you really know them. And I think it also just helps from, a team environment and knowing how to work with people when you know, more about them than just that professional face that, you may have to put on in, other offices.
Everyone feels like they have a voice, and that's really what individuality comes down to. I mean, we're all individuals at any point, but unless you have your voice heard, then your individuality isn't really present, So I think enabling and empowering the voice to be heard from everyone across the team really enables that.
So SnackMagic allows me to be my true self, and that I feel that my input and my ideas are valued. The upper management or leadership, really do listen, and I think that's really important, especially as a company grows. We want to make sure that everybody is heard and that they're just valued in the company, and I think SnackMagic does a really good job at that.
So I think SnackMagic team allows me to be my true self by really encouraging me to speak up about my ideas and my perspective. We have many meetings where more senior members of the team will encourage some junior members, some new hires, to speak out about their opinions and perspective. And whenever I say something that might be not as interesting, not as helpful, I wouldn't get discouraged, because I'm always encouraged to speak up about different ideas and new perspective. And that's been really helpful in terms of getting me to feel more confident to voice my thoughts, my ideas.
Super individualistic company. It's definitely clear, we want you to be yourself. And that was something that they reiterated to me, joining the company as well.
They encourage me to speak my mind in every meeting, even if it's a higher level meeting. I just know that people value my input, but I never feel like I'm being fake at any point in time. I speak the way that I speak to everybody else. I feel comfortable here.
If you want to work on a project, you have that leeway to, take that on, handle it. That is something you don't get anywhere else, because you are hired for a specific role, and this is what you do every day, whatever company you're in. You're very boxed in to something, whereas this, it's the next month you could be working on a brand new project, completely different, and then go back to what you were doing. And that change is so good. Change is good as a holiday. So it helps you to keep motivated and keep excited about what's happening.
I would say SnackMagic lets me be very curious. So if I'm curious about a certain area, I can just go and talk to the person in charge of that or that's working on that. So I get to learn a lot. It's a continuous learning experience. Just be yourself, make sure that you know what your strengths are. A lot of the time, the way that we hire is related to who they are, what they do well, and then we figure out what they're gonna do when they work with us.
At SnackMagic, people really are encouraged to be themselves. I think it requires a certain level of honesty, in that people need to be honest with themselves, they need to be honest with the people around them. And say, hey, I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at that. And then you're free to focus on what you are good at. And we can all work together collaboratively to compensate for each other's weaknesses in some way. And I think that there's an untapped potential in everybody, everywhere, from this concept of being yourself.